Hello and welcome back to the Green Witch Homestead. I decided that I'm gonna do a quick update tour, walk around the property, see how things are going, check up on the market garden and the pigs, and take you along with me. Just an update on the coop. Everybody's still liking it, and it stays nice and toasty warm in here all night. And we got Shepard. He's out being himself. So we have moved Shepard out into the bird enclosure as much as possible. He's still learning. He's not super interested in the birds, but he's still a pup, so he does like to run around a lot, especially when we come out here, which makes them a little nervous around him. But he's learning, and he really enjoys being out here. Shepard, walk your line. Come. So this is his routine. When I come out here, he walks the perimeter fence line, marks his spots. This is where we keep our ducks. So there's a fence back over there. This is the old part of the old gymnasium building. But he's doing his job. He walks around, checks for smells that he doesn't know, marks his spot, makes sure animals and predators know that he's out here. So if you guys remember, we had the pigs over on this side in this little stretch of garden. They have done exactly what I wanted them to do. So we've got straw down here now that we're spreading out over, but as you can see, it's completely cleared. Roots, weeds, gone. We moved them over to the other side a couple days ago to start working on this little spot. So they're over here. Hi, piggy piggies. Hi, babies. You say hi. Hey, big pigs. You got muddy noses. But yeah, so now we got them moved over here onto this side, and they're starting to work through and clear up this spot. It's fun to me as we clear these sections, like that, for example. I had no idea that was even there. So these guys are having fun. They're getting all the little grubs and roots and things out of the ground and helping us clear out the brush so we can get all the trash and stuff out. Pigs, yeah. Want scritches? Do you want scritches? No? Not today? Come on, scritches. Nope, not without a cookie, huh? They're over here on this side now with the rabbits on this side. So we still haven't moved the rabbits over. It's winter time. You don't do a lot of outdoor work in the winter time. It just makes it easier to do it when it's a little bit warmer, so you're not bundled in layers that make movement hard. We won't wait too long though, because here in Missouri, once the warm weather hits, the jungle takes over. We will get them moved over, and probably in about a month or so we'll move the rabbits over to the other side and then open up this paddock and get the pigs working on that. So I'm going to take a quick walk down to the market garden area and take a look at it, bring you guys along with me. We did not get a chance to get cover to put over the wider bed, like the black tarp that we were talking about. It's difficult this year to get things that you normally can get every year. But I'm not too worried about it because we did have a very big layer of hay on it. So we're gonna go down there and check it out. So as you can see behind me, the potato rows, they've weathered, they're still covered. We come out, I think there was once I had to come out and fix them after a really big windstorm that we had, but they will stay like this until it's time to plant the potatoes. So they are getting a lot of heat under there from the sun. And then on this side, over here, is the market garden. I'm not too worried about it, like I said, because it's doing its job. In the next month or so, we'll come through and potatoes will get uncovered and planted, and the market garden bed will get turned over and put into rows. I am super excited this year about getting the market garden going. This is going to be our first big year with the market garden, so I'm still leery. This soil is not the best soil, so I'm not 100% sure how it's going to work out for us, what amenities and stuff I'm going to need. That is going to be a trial and error period that we go through this year in the season. So I am looking forward to that and looking forward to bringing you guys along with me so you can see what amendments I need to make, if I need to make them, and how our market garden progresses. There is the possibility this year may be just extra food for us. but fingers crossed that we've done enough to it that we can actually get a good yield to bring to the markets this year. I'm not sure if I've actually shown this. The area that I'm standing in right now is the area that we have fenced off for putting a cow in when we get a feeder cow, and where we're going to be running the pigs. So we dug this little simple farm pond a couple years ago and just let it fill up with rainwater, and it is successfully holding water. But the thing I'm more proud of is I put a couple goldfish in there last spring. Not only are they still alive, but they are thriving. And even though it is covered in a nice solid layer of ice, but they are alive, and not right now, they're kind of skittish, but when I first walked up, they were swimming around underneath the ice, which means there's enough oxygen in the water to sustain them that they don't have to breathe from the surface. And that means that I can start putting a little bit of vegetation in here. I have some water lilies that I've planted. They are perennial, so they will come back every year. They die off in the cold. They will survive in our area. They're not tropical. But I would like to get some other grasses and stuff to maintain this bank. So the plan, it's a little hard to see on camera, but we got the fence post there, and running along here is our hot wire, which will be for the cow. And then this area where that tree line is going back over here, there's the edge of the pond right there. We're going to put an interior fence for the pigs in this area, which will be movable, so they'll swap from this side to that side, and then we'll move them down into the woods periodically. So one of the many things that we discovered on this property to our benefit, being an old school, is the well. So we knew the school had been built around the early 1900s. We don't know exactly when the bigger buildings were built. We do know it was shut down around in the 60s, but we do know that the school was switched to city water before it closed. So it took a little bit of digging and a little bit of clearing of trees. We found the original well. The school at the time was a 3-story building, and it housed at least 150 children plus staff, so it needed to be a good sized well. It also supplied water not only to the school, bathrooms, cafeteria, gymnasium, showers, but it had water to the gymnasium, which housed the stage area. We found it. We cleared most of the forest away from it, and we had it tested. Thankfully, it is still active. So as far as we know, it is at least 800 feet deep, and we hit water at about 150. We have it hooked up with a pump and plumbed. We have used it for farm water and stuff like that. We have hooked up to a spigot over there by the animals for the rabbits and pigs for getting water access for them. Do not have it plumbed to the house yet for human use because we haven't had it tested to make sure safety issues, to make sure there's no bacteria or anything in there that's going to be harmful to us. As you can tell right now, it's just a basic setup. We don't have a well house, we don't have a heater for it. All the filtration needed to run it into a house without damaging the internal plumbing. But it is nice to know that it's here and that we can use it when we need it, and it didn't cost us anything. We've reached the point where the garden is completely barren for the season, so it is in full resting mode now. We will be putting amendments and topping off our beds here in the next month or so, and getting ready to plant out all the seedlings that we started in the last video. Despite all of that though, I do still have some produce hiding in the garden. With a little effort, I still got carrots. Winter carrots are not as big. It depends really how big they get before the ground freezes. They stop growing. So yeah, we are still getting some produce out of the garden. That's pretty much it. We're not have a lot going on this time of year. We are just about to ramp up gardening season, and things are going to get pretty hectic around here quickly. We have a little update on my seedlings that we started last week if you want to see that video on easy steps for beginning gardeners, and we'll link it right here. And I'll show you, finally cut the soap that I made a couple episodes back so I can show you what that looks like. So the soap is still curing. yet, but this is the pattern that I got out of it. So this is the side with the white, and then this was the other side that was more black. Now here we have the lettuce seedlings that we started, and then over here is my brassica tray. So all my kales are down on that end and they're doing wonderful, and then I got my cabbages and Brussels sprouts coming up over here. Pepper seedlings that I saved off of my pepper plant, and they're doing quite well. Me here, which you guys have seen a few times before in my videos, I have this little tray of poinsettias. I'm gonna do an experiment with these guys because in their native habitat, they're a tree. I'm going to plant them into bigger pots. I have a couple 10 and 20 gallon pots that I'm going to put them in, and actually put them out in my garden this year, and probably bring them back in the fall and see just how long I can keep these guys alive. See if maybe I can turn them into the trees that they're meant to be. I'm gonna have to sign off here and get cooking on lunch. We've got a few projects and things that we have to do today while the weather's nice. We have a little bit of snow coming in the next couple days, so we're gonna get all our outside stuff done today and bunker down and just enjoy being in the warm house. I hope you guys enjoyed walking around and seeing all the updates on the farm and saying hi to the piggies again and seeing what's going on with my seedling. I'm super excited to get going with the garden, and I would love to hear about what plants that you guys are doing in your gardens this year, and if you've got anything started. Feel free to leave a comment down below, let me know what you're doing. Don't forget to hit the subscribe if you want to follow along on our adventures, see how my poinsettias do, and watch as we plant out the market garden for the season. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.